What's up, everybody? Maik, Wiedenbach, New York City, talking about volume training, German volume training. So GVT, German volume training, is 10 by 10, usually 2 big exercises, bend over row and bench, 2 opposing muscle groups, brought to us by the late Charles Poliquin. What do I think of it? I think it works, but it could be better. So the 10 by 10 makes it very boring. Also, it's very hard to sustain without injuries. So I made it better. So we're training shoulders and back with the new program. So for shoulders, we start out with X-Men because that gives the pump. So the pump is part of muscle growth, cellular swelling. And also, once you have a little bit of a pump, you can actually activate fibers better and you're less prone to injury. So in the middle I'll be attempting some poses if I can, just to get that feeling for the fibers. I do another set. So we're coming up to like 3 sets, give or take. Mind you, when doing side raises, always lean a little bit forward. And then for my heavy stuff, I set up a cluster set at the shoulder press. So clusters go 5, 10 seconds, 5, 10 seconds. And why do I not use standing military press? Safety. Here I can go all out, get my 5 reps, don't have to worry about balancing anything, and I just rack it. I count to 10, D, and then go for another one until I hit 15. Being a bodybuilder, I continue to squeeze and make sure that I'm working, proper parts. And of course, the big secret is this. Eating small animals made out of high fructose corn syrup. Rattlesnakes, yummy. Then, this was the load, the pump. Now we create fiber damage with a very long set. Rear delt flies, short, rear delt flies, 5 reps a pop, side raises. Now mind you, they don't start here, they start here. V-pulls, because we don't do upright rows. And then lastly, we're doing an Aaron's press and then a regular standing press. Whew. So that would be the last. So 5 reps a pop. I would get 3 reps of the pump, 3 sets of the pump, 3 clusters, and then 3 here, which is not 10. I know that, but you get the idea. Then my second part would be back. So I'd be starting with the pump, for which I choose stiff arm pull downs. So we're going with the stiff arm pull downs. Let's get a really nice pump. And then, just like before, I'll be hitting some back poses. Not that I'm a very good bodybuilder, but one can dream. So that will be like 3 sets. Then for the heavy stuff in my back training, I set up the T-bar. So I'll be going 5 reps pause, and then get the second 5. Again, the T-bar, very safe, easy to rack, nothing can happen. Then when my cluster set, then I'll be heading over here. And I would start with a kneading lat pull down, sort of like 6 reps. Then I come up 45 degrees. And then I'll be doing the 2 for 1. And then pulling this apart. And then lastly, pulling it straight down. So again, get the pump first, then do your heavy overload, and then damage those fibers. Short commercial break. So same idea for the chest, chase the pump, slight elbow bend only, squeezing the elbows together. And of course, if there was ever anything to pose, it's this. Could be hands clasped or a side chest. So I'd be getting 3 to 4 sets here. This would prime my joints, my muscles. And then we don't have a hammer strength. So next best thing I'm setting up is the floor press. Which also is relatively safe. So, this isn't terribly heavy, but this is a demo tape. So it comes out, upper arms touch, elbows don't. Obviously I can't go all that low, but it's not my intention. After 5, rest it up. Come back out, shoulder blades down and back. Short pause. So that would be my power part. I mean, you could obviously do that at a chest press machine or at the cable, or if you have a partner, it could be done with a small bench press. And then comes the drop set, which I'm gonna head this way, so a bit easier if I can. So shoulder, chest flies, kind of going out high. Then I be going in a push fly, then into a squeeze press where I squeeze the dumbbells together, and then finishing up with a regular press. And then if you are so inclined, you could just like hold the squeeze. Go behind the cable, stiff arm, push flies, presses, as you wish. Now we have legs. Okay, legs should always start out with leg curls. Gets the knees ready, gets the hamstrings ready. First round, toes pulled in, 10 to 12. Next round, slight outward intention. And then on the last round, you can go a little bit of a hold. And then for the heavy stuff, so you train by myself, I do sort of a crossover. So I squat, but I'm also not suicidal. I do what's called the elevator squat. So I come out, I squat down, come up to like a quarter, come up to half, and then I come up all the way. So again, quarter, half, all the way. This way, I get out of exhaustion, but I don't have to kill myself if training alone with a weight that might be ending my career. So quarter squat, half squat, full squat. 3 to 4 rounds. And we're going here. For some real high rep stuff, I'll be doing 8 to 10 squats, elevated, stepping forward, flattening my feet, and then 8 to 10 in a wide stance. Anybody making fun of the cable squat, try this. So there you have it. German volume training, German engineered. Maik out.